Hey YouTube, it is League Turnover Day. We have another week of Halloween Cup, so pros and cons. Another week of the same meta is kind of boring. Pro, I've grinded from 2450 to 2915 in the Halloween Cup this week. So hit that thumbs up button for grinding, rating, close to legend. I'm going to go over the 8 teams. 6 of them you have seen in the past. 2 of them are coming Saturday. 3 of them are coming Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I actually have 9 teams. So 6 here from the past, 2 from the future, and 1 I have not shot yet that will be going up on Monday. So if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss those. But let's look at the top teams that I've used this. So I started with Chargebug, Greninja, Runerigus. So basically at the start of this meta, it was Greninja should be everywhere. So I got Chargebug to beat that. Greninja myself, and then Runerigus was my low-key MVP in the first matchups because you had a ton of poisons. So having the ground ghost deal with the poisons was very strong. So you keep it away from darks, and it is very strong. Plus there was a bunch of carbings, right? And your rock, your ground will resist the rock. So that's what made Runerigus so strong. And then Greninja is pretty good in general. Greninja is an interesting one because it's bulky, but there are a lot of like dragons, which is an issue. And carbing, so it was an okay. And then Greninja is a pretty good safe swap, but I think a lot of people are also hunting Greninja just based on how popular it is. So keep that in mind. Again, all of these have videos. The first 6 do, and then the next 3 will. So if you just go to my Halloween playlist, Halloween Cup playlist, you will see these teams in the videos. Number 2 was a toxic one, I think I called it. So Shadow Scissor, Shadow Vic, Carbink. I use Carbink on a few teams, so I'll just go over it once here and then kind of gloss over it on the future teams. You know what you're kind of getting with Carbink, right? Super bulky Pokemon. Rock Throw is going to do well against a decent amount of things. It has actually like a lot of neutral matchups against like poisons and stuff, but there's a lot of dragons in here, so it walls that. It's just basically pretty tanky in general. And then Shadow Vic, because there was 1.5 million Greninjas as safe swaps, you use Shadow Vic, you just basically just delete it in like four Razor Leaves essentially. They can get a Night Slash out. Night Slash will not take you out even on a Shadow, and then you just farm it down and you keep Switch. Shadow Scizor was one of those that I wanted to test because I saw it a couple times, and the Bullet Punch does super effective against Carbink, and the Steel is a pretty good type in this meta because you can resist a lot of stuff between the poisons and the dragons. So I want to test it out. It's very good Pokemon, just very glassy. So keep that in mind if you are using it. The third team, I wanted to test out, again, this is just testing out different Pokemon, Jellicent, Mawile, Raticate. In terms of strength and weaknesses on this team, Raticate is very strong. Return, I did like a short on it in the video. You can see you can like return and one shot on a bunch of stuff. It is very tanky. It is double weak to counter, so you need to watch out for your counter users. But otherwise than that, the quick attack crunch return is just such a deadly combo and is very tanky. So it's a good Pokemon. Jellicent, I had a problem with Jellicent, but I also, if you watch the video, I played 8 matchups and I ran into 7 dark Pokemon, right? And Jellicent as a ghost just gets destroyed by all the dark. So it's a little tricky with the amount of darks in it. It's still a good Pokemon, I think, in this meta. Again, resisting the poisons, lots of ground ghosts coming up too, so hitting super effective with all your moves on those is great. So I just think it was kind of like unlucky when I went against it. And Mawile was another one of those steel ones I wanted to test because it was a great answer for Carbink, having the Iron Head, Dragons, Fairy Wind, Play Rough. So it was okay. It's just very glassy, and there are a lot of like poisons in this, so you can really only throw Iron Head because poison Fairy is resisted by poison. So if you're gonna use that, keep in mind, I don't mind if you want to switch out Mawile. Speaking about dragons, I think one of the best dragons in this meta is Dragalge. It's got decent bulk. It's half poison too, which helps with some of the resistances. Aqua Tail is a very quick move to get to, and it does between the dragons in neutral situations. Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail does pretty good chip in neutral situations, and then Outrage does a nuke. I use Shadow Drapion as a safe swap. Again, if you've played this meta before, not even this meta, if you played GBL before, you know that Drapion is a very good safe swap. Super spammy, only 5 poison stings to get to the crunch, 4 to the Aqua Tail, 6 to the Sludge Bomb. So really glassy, especially the shadow version, but able to potentially flip, switch, or grab shields, which is what you want to safe swap. And then Toxicroak as a counter user. Again, if you're going to be weak to Carbink on the front and only okay against it with Drapion, I wanted an answer for Carbink. So Toxicroak resisting the rocks with the fighting, and then super effective mud bombs. But you'll see that switch in 1 second in the upcoming team here. Speaking about just trying a bunch of different Pokemon, Wormadam Trash as Wireless Escav. I think Wireless is probably the second best Pokemon. Where its strength is that it is a dark dragon. So you resist every single move from Greninja, which is huge. So that's why I could put it there as like the safe swap. Not safe swap, but is an answer to the safe swap of Greninja. On this team, I think Escav is my safe swap, which is why I am running it with Aerial Ace. So you have an answer for flyers. Again, a steel resisting all the poison, has counter for just neutral situations, or super effective against darks. Plus Drill Run just is super strong to deal with the poisons. And speaking of poisons, Confusion, Wormadam Trash just deletes poisons. Bug Buzz, Iron Head, pretty good moveset. Obviously water is a bit of an issue, so like Greninja, you can get the Bug Buzz on Greninja because it's half dark, but just other Pokemon, like in particular I was thinking about Fairy Water in Azumarill, which causes this team a little bit of problem. So you might want to adjust if you're seeing a lot of Azumarill in your range. This one was purely just an anti-Carbink team. Shadow Scissor or Greninja, Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen's the hardest punish. I already went over Scissor and Greninja. Nidoqueen is the hardest punish to Carbink because Poison and Ground resist Rock and Fairy. So you just wall it completely. Earth Power super effective. Poison Jab, Poison Fang neutral. Just dominate. It's just if you're seeing a ton of Carbink, put this team in. This team isn't amazing against non-Carbink teams, but if you're seeing a ton in your range, I think I saw like in 2 sets I saw like 6 or 7 Carbink teams, and I did not lose a matchup against it, which is its strength. So I got 2 more teams here. So one you're gonna see tomorrow morning on Saturday, and one you're gonna see Sunday morning. So this was kind of like, now that I've kind of tried everything, it's what are the best Pokemon. And I think Runerigus, Escav, Carbink are some of the best. Runerigus, like I said, just being able to resist poison, resist rock. You just got to watch out for darks, essentially. So to cover my dark weakness outside of Greninja, I put Carbink, and then Escav will deal with Greninja. So basically cover most of the meta. I've gone over every single one of these Pokemon, so I don't think I need to go over them again. What I do need to go over here is Mudshot Toxicroak. So I played Mudshot. If you watch my Open Great League when they were doing the move updates, I say, don't use Mudshot Toxicroak, use Counterclaw Toxicroak. Except in a meta that is dominated by poison, use Mudshot Toxicroak. This thing charges so quick. You're hitting, instead of having resisted counters, you're hitting super effective. Again, Mudshot's not a hard hitting move, but it's super effective at that. And then you have just super fast charging, only 5 Mudshots to a Mud Bomb, being able just to dominate poison. So if I'm using Toxicroak again next week, which I probably will, I would definitely use Mudshot Toxicroak. It is very, very, very strong. And the 9th team, I forget what it is off the top of my head. I forget the Pokemon's name. It's the evolution of Sandy. Let me just look it up. Sandygast. No, the evolution of Sandygast. Palosand. Mudshot, Shadow Ball, Scorching Sands. Dominates, again, very similar to Runerigus in you're a ghost ground. The trade-off is you're now more focused on the ground as opposed to the Runerigus, which is more focused on the ghost, right? Runerigus is running Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and then Sand Tomb, so you're more focused on the ghost aspect there with like a Sand Tomb bait, lower the defense, as opposed to Polysand, which is Mudshot, Shadow Ball, Scorching Sands, so you're really focused on the ground typing with the Shadow Ball secondary move. Same sort of weaknesses though, water, darks, so you got to cover those weaknesses. But that will be coming on Monday. So again, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel, so you don't miss those. Hit that thumbs up. Try to get this video out there. And that is it. So thanks for watching. Good luck this week. I'll see you guys in the next one.